Hello, and welcome back to Therapist Plays Disco Elysium. So, on the last episode, we talked a lot about coping strategies and coping mechanisms, and how our character and many of the characters in this game don't really cope very well with their issues. The main topic of today's episode kind of builds on that. We're going to talk about defense mechanisms, which are kind of what happens when we don't develop healthy coping strategies, and we have to resort to something that's a lot less productive, but is trying to achieve the same result. The longer this playthrough goes on, the more interesting it gets, so I'm excited to share. Let's jump in. All right, let's get back to the mission. I don't like these two. we didn't have a good first impression of them. I don't know what their gambit is yet. Also, is it just me, or do her and Kim stand the exact same way? And also, this guy kind of just looks like me.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Wait a second. Am I tripping? Is there some sort of significance to this? Don't tell me if there is. That's a rhetorical question. I don't want a spoiler. But yeah, this just is just like fucking they're just cosplaying as me and Kim. She stands exactly the same way. And she's like similarly
Yes. What is it?
similarly more all business, whereas we're a little more edgy like this guy. I'm gonna ask her. Are we from the same police station?
God damn it, you leave her alone. Keep your weird bullshit to yourself and be professional for once, for fuck's sake.
Can I actually help you with something?
They're like the opposite of us. He's like really serious about what he's doing, and she's like a lot more timid than Kim is.
Yes, of course. Preposterous. I mean, you would remember if they were, right? Who forgets their squad mates? That's not possible.
I mean, look, buddy, you don't know us. Are you with him?
Of course I'm with him. Why do you ask?
You look cute together. Oh, that would be a nice compliment. I'm gonna say it.
And you look like you don't bathe on principle.
Fuck you.
Please, let's not turn this into another exchange, okay?
And look, she does it. She whispers just like Kim does. This is uncanny.
God damn it.
Can I actually...
Yes, of course. Preposterous. I mean, you would remember if they were.
Of course I'm with him.
I kind of want to say
Why
what
do you
else.
ask?
Leslie. He seems like a cool guy.
Well, he's not. He's a sack of shit barely kept together by crazy glue. But at least he tries, unlike you.
He's like me, except he's just more vocal and self-aware. These two are just cosplaying as
Please,
me and Kim.
let's not turn this into another exchange, okay?
That's weird. I bet there's something to that, but I guess we'll investigate it later. Let's talk to our friend here again and see if we can't...
Hi again, gendarme.
Oh yeah, we need to come back.
Bye-bye,
With more
gendarme.
composure. We'll come back to that. I wanna progress the case. I have to do something to progress this game, otherwise I'll be playing it for the rest of the fucking year. Okay, what do we actually need to do? Oh, we actually need to talk to Titus about it. That thing. Let's do that. I am fucking sick of talking to this guy, though, to be
It's
honest.
you again. What is it?
Yeah, I don't want to talk to you either. So I talked to Classy about the tape.
And
He tenses immediately. Chest tightens. Jaw sets. Ready for another blow.
And nothing. She stands by what she said.
that fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
Oh, this is funny. Yeah, it was bad. Honestly, I expected it to have more effect. It was dark stuff, but it didn't prove anything. It didn't change her mind.
Dark is when you start a goddamn death rock band. He said he'd rape her.
Sounds like he wanted it to change her mind about the hanged man. This is definitely personal.
Oh, thanks, suggestion. You're just figuring that out.
What did she have to say then? Fine by her? This is what people are supposed to be like? Fucking whoop-de-doo.
She did not say whoop-de-doo. It did not come as a surprise to her, and she definitely wasn't scared. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny? No good goddamn psycho whore. Alright. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawmen?
I think this is personal for you. I think you had feelings for her. Maybe she isn't who you thought she was. That would be personal for us to say that. Maybe she's still in denial, you know, like a defense mechanism. I will resist the urge to go on a tangent about defense mechanisms. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll go on that tangent shortly. Maybe who she isn't who you thought she was. That sounds like what we would say.
Nah, I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head.
Titus, she has my whole skill set compromised. She's some kind of pro. She's not some helpless girl. She handled a mercenary well enough. She's a hardcore party girl with a bigger death wish than me. I feel like as a super cop, we would just like... We're in delusional fantasy land at this point, and so, like, I think we're expecting everyone else to buy into our own bullshit. I'm gonna go with this. She's some kind of pro.
What kind of pro? Y'all saying she's a hooker?
No, I'm not saying that.
No, he's not saying that. Forget
That's
about
what I
it.
just said, Kim. I think this is personal for you.
Yeah, they're all queers. Can't bump, hard fist, or anything.
Why does the game sometimes gives me the wrong dialogue? Everyone's got feelings for each other. Where are you going with this?
It's all right, Glenn. I just thought I thought anyone would come around if they heard that shit. Apparently, I was wrong.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
You wanted her to see the man for what he was. Now that you know, you might want to lay off this topic, or else you might antagonize him.
Oh, we wouldn't want to do that.
I just got too worked up. Big man lost his shit. It's cool now.
Let's go with the defense mechanism.
Yeah, maybe. That is a possibility.
He does not sound very convinced anymore.
Be straight with me, Titus. What really happened? Let's wrap this up.
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men, too, are growing increasingly silent. The man is slowing down. Looks like a bad blood sugar crash. He can't keep track of all the variables anymore.
Same, dude.
Come on, Titus. The stakes are too high here. There will be blood on the streets. The tribunal, remember. I know you're tired. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you, them, and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, "Fuck on!"
This is the petulant rage of someone who's at the end of their wits.
Can't say I'm sorry for him.
That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. You understand? Your little investigation is over. Yeah. What is this quiet funeral shit? All we need is some beers in us. Bartender,
Dude,
20
it's
beers for the dock workers union.
20 beers at 11 a.m.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
I gotta say, Gart, He seems to have like the most appropriate reactions out of anyone else in this fucking world. Like everyone else is in some like layer of denial, and he's the guy who's just like, yeah, this is exactly
100
how you're
beers?
supposed to react.
Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
The window might be closing. The more beers they get in them, the less cooperative they will be.
Ooh, rhetoric. My rhetoric is absolute dog shit. Persuasion, huh? Why don't we give it a dice roll? We've got 58%. That's pretty good for being pretty poorly rhetorical. We can always retry. We've mentioned surreal play. Not sure how that impacts this. Everard asked him to cooperate. He knows about the compromised skill set, or we know about it. We understand why he's upset. We learned about the tribunal. We discussed the 8th Hardy, and we confronted him about the drug trade. We've kind of whittled him down, haven't we? The thing is we're in no place to tell people that they're being manipulated because we're not really able to detect that ourselves. But you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Let's roll the dice.
Clausia is playing them like a fiddle. Tell them how bad they got played, and they'll tell you the truth. There are many ways to go about it. All of them really good.
You're a fucking liar. Oh, come on. I rolled a 1 and a 2. That's terrible. Titus, the same thing happened to me. She manipulated me too. Okay, man, it's clear you're being played like a fiddle. Play an imaginary fiddle. I'm going to tell you a little story about Kim here. I kind of want to know what that is, but I feel like Kim's going to get pissed off. Let's do the fiddle one. That's what a super cop would do.
No, we fucking ain't, asshole. No one's fiddling anyone in here.
You're getting fiddled, Glenn. You just don't know
No, no, Glenn. I want to hear this. Who do you think is fucking fiddling me?
it. Who do you think? Keep playing our fiddle.
I think you're losing it, Fiddle.
Sagely.
No. No. This fucking suicide carny is trying to get to me. This ain't gonna work with Titus Hardy. Put the fiddle down. Or walk away. It's that simple.
He'll put the fiddle down. Put it down, officer.
I do not understand. This fiddle play totally fell apart. The concept was solid, but the delivery tragically off. You sounded like a madman, not a cop.
Well, that checks out. All right, rhetoric. I'm pumping a point into you. That's the kind of impulsive behavior that a super cop would go with. Okay, we're gonna try again.
It's you again. What is it?
I've come back to convince you once more. You're being manipulated. Roll the dice.
I don't know what went wrong the last time. You have so many good ideas here. Make them all see they're puppets on a string.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the one with Kim here. This is gonna be good. Let me tell you a story about Kim here.
What fucking story?
A story that fits the occasion, of course. I invented a wonderful allegory for all this.
I'm enjoying seeing my skills be complete fucking idiots.
No. There is no story.
You see, Kimothy here got himself into a jam. I gotta go with it.
I
Fuck it.
didn't. Let's not do stories. Let's do questions.
No. Don't listen to him. This is gold stuff. Now let's get didactic.
Kimmo got to thinking he could trust this bitch because she was hot. So he asked her to lie for him. She promised she would, then ratted him out, almost cost him his job.
So you got played, huh?
Good. You got his attention. Now
This is
reward
working.
it with a metaphor.
Titus, she played Kim like a miniature train. Like a damn deck of cards, like a 3-string banjo. I feel like the miniature train set fits.
Yes, a miniature train set. The point is, this allegorical Kim should have just told the truth.
Timothy.
You need to man up and take charge, little guy.
God damn it.
Shit's gotta be equal in a couple. Listen to your buddy Titus here. Nothing like this would ever happen to a hardy boy.
Thank you. I'll try. Please understand that Kim in this story was an allegory for you. You shouldn't try to hide the truth.
Oh, come on, Kim. You're just going to explain it to him?
Sure. Binaclard. Allegory. You didn't get played. Titus did. I'm gonna do you a solid and change the subject, okay?
Why do we fail at
A
everything?
man like Titus is way too confident to get that analogy.
Damn it.
This man would rather live in a fantasy world where he isn't a complete loser. You need to be more forceful the next time.
That's what we're trying to do. Okay, maybe I will go a little bit on a tangent about defense mechanisms. Because it's actually relevant to both of these gentlemen here. What is a defense mechanism? I don't even know if I've talked about this already. Maybe I have at some point, but I'll talk about it again. So, how should I do this? We're going to get a little Freudian with this. So it was Freud who had the idea of the iceberg, or I don't know if that was his idea, but he certainly used it a lot, right? Where a lot of this is like your conscious thoughts, the stuff you know you're thinking about, and this is all the unconscious stuff, right? So he had the concept of the id, ego, and superego, right? And the idea was that like the id is your impulsive primal pleasure desires, right? It's the pleasure principle basically. The superego is like your higher level morals, and the ego is the reality principle. It's there to moderate these two more extreme sides of your psyche, right? So before they were called defense mechanisms, he called them ego defenses, which was basically the idea that like there's something down here that we haven't accepted about ourselves, an unconscious desire, an unconscious belief, a denial, right? And when we are exposed to it, it has the potential to come up to the surface here, right? So what we do is we develop defense mechanisms, an ego defense, basically. Sorry if this is getting like, just if it's too hard to read or something. An ego defense is basically like something to block it from going up above this waterline and becoming a conscious thing, something we're not like aware of yet or not ready to face about ourselves. So an ego defense is like some sort of denial or justification or way of like preventing your thoughts from adapting to that truth to keep it down here. So for us, a lot of our like ideas about you're actually an alcoholic, you're actually not a good cop, you may not actually even be a good person. That's all like existing down here. And every time we have an opportunity for it to go up to the surface, for example, being confronted by someone like Kim, for example, failing one of our skill checks or whatever, our rhetoric, for example, is coming in as an ego defense to tell us like something that's not true, right? It's keeping this water line very much intact and preventing us from learning about what is true behind this subconscious idea. So that's kind of what's interesting about the exchange we just saw, and how like a compromised skill is basically like acting as an ego defense, right? And the same thing is happening for potentially Classia and for Titus. Everyone has them. We are all in some ways like in some level of denial about reality, right? For example, what the fuck do you think Eurobrady is as as an idea? I'm not European. I just wish that I was, because I lived over in Europe, and I've crafted the idea that like my personality was developed while I was living overseas, and so I feel like I belong more to that identity than like the one I actually belong to, my American identity. And so I compensate for that by like, this is my defense mechanism. It's just a kind of a denial, in a sense. So, but you know, I'm self-aware about it. It's really more of a joke than anything else. But yeah, that's basically like the idea of a defense mechanism. They're originally called ego defenses, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. So it's pretty interesting, seeing all of that sort of discussed here. Okay, we'll have to come back and try this again. Fuck you. Hate you. And there's lots of fun ego defenses that we can discuss, because they do actually have names. Obviously, like, denial is a catch-all for many ego defenses, but maybe we'll build on that idea as we keep going. Maybe that'll be a brain design episode or something. Okay, well, we talked to Titus about the thing. Shit, we actually have to get a skill point so that we can do that. We can't really progress the story until we do that. We could do this. We could ask the scab leader, who's definitely one of the mercenaries, about the tattoos, now that we learned a little bit more about them. So let's go do that.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Excuse me, I had further inquiries. That sounds professional.
Things are busy enough. You're going to waste less of my time?
Maybe.
The hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
I think you may be able to help me decipher some tattoos.
Don't think so.
Suddenly, this feels like a really, really bad idea.
I feel like Inland Empire is kind of on the other side of all this. Like, it tries to encourage this enlightenment. Like, it wants our subconscious stuff to come to the surface in a way, which is kind of interesting. I think the skills themselves have like varying perspectives on whether or not that's a good idea to like keep things down here versus like becoming aware of them, because the potential damage to our psyche if we become aware of something that is like you know, a negative reflection on ourselves, then we have the potential to well, have a serious negative reaction to it. Look, things being a bad idea has never stopped me before. Maybe it's not a good idea to immediately accuse him of being with the mercenaries. Let's just give him the photo.
Silence. He takes the photo. Grey eyes dart back and forth on the glossy surface. His face is unmoving, hard as a stone. But beneath it, you see dead flesh in colorful rivers of polychrome, melting skin and hair.
Fucking loincloths. Really did him in.
Loincloths?
Yeah.
He's clenching his teeth. There is silent pressure behind them.
We got him. What does it mean?
What it means.
Points to one tiny star in the web of lines away from the man's heart, almost on his stomach.
I can tell you what this one means. Only one. You want to hear what happened here?
Yes.
Our colonel is deep in the bush here. deep in the fucking bush in
Oh, yeah.
Benital,
He knows this is
41.
criminal.
Monsoon season. He's on a reconnaissance mission. He spent a month behind enemy lines, scouting kept villages. Nothing but fucking bugs and snakes for fun. Men are getting restless. There's talk of switching employers.
With some strange emotion. This is about to get really graphic. Last moment to back off.
Is this telling me that I might throw up if I hear it? We managed to not throw up in front of the hanged man, so let's do it.
Our boy. He's only a captain then, but he knows how these men think. If they don't see action soon.
His voice gets strangely quiet, a long, long way from right to work. His gaze pierces the paper.
At dawn, he comes upon two kids, breeding in the bushes by the river. Or maybe they weren't breeding. Maybe they were just making eyes at each other. I like to think they were breeding. We shot the boy. He was useless, but the girl, she was nice. A little fat, you know, but not too old.
Oh, I thought this was going to get graphic in like a violence way, but if this is going to get that kind of graphic, yeah, this isn't useful. Let's back away from this.
What's the matter, militiaman? No stomach for it? This man was worth 1,000 loincloths. We're done talking here.
I think we should maybe even get going now.
There is absolutely no need to push this any further.
You say that, but there's an unclicked option right here. It's just sitting there. That could, it's probably gonna kill us. I'm just going to leave now. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea, actually. Like I said, the super cap identity is a complete facade. It is an ego defense. It's not, we're not really more confident. We're actually more in shambles than we have ever been before. So I guess we just need to get some fucking skill points so we can confront Titus. I thought I could go across this bridge, but maybe it only comes down at a certain time? Where does it say that? I guess we really don't have much we can do except convince Titus, so I don't know what to do now. Is there anything we can do? Maybe we can talk to Rene?
Officer! God damn it. Pull yourself together, Rene. What do you want?
We found your guard.
Yes. The Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
I saw a picture in there. You were in it. You looked happy. Who's the girl?
She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
What about with a friend?
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
You must have seen something.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Why?
It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
You see, officer, Rene is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, sick it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. It's nothing. Just got to cut back on coffee.
It's his heart.
Who was working your shift that night?
No
then?
one.
What?
The boss has been on man since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
What are you doing out here playing fucking whatever this game is then?
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officers. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before Rene. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
Mostly decorative.
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrard created this job for Rene because he knows the Royal Carabinier's pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Look, buddy, there's no shame in collecting tear, all right? It's how I've made my personal fortune thus far. Everett gets it. Big guys looking after the small and everyone working together. I love it. Such dependency only weakens a man. Do or die. There is no middle ground. Rene is but one man. We need a program. Get all the elderly back in the job market. Keep folks motivated. Rene should rent out his services, invest the profit, get a few more guys, expand and repeat. Wage work is a dead end. There's absolutely nothing wrong with tear collecting. It's my side thing too. That's what I literally just said, actually. I have to go with that. And yes, I am keenly aware now that it is option 5, none of the above.
Oh, I didn't mean to imply there's something wrong with that. I do it too. Everyone does it. It's an excellent side thing.
It's kind of my main thing, to be honest.
Yes. Can we conclude the topic of my guard boost now?
He is not going to become an entrepreneur.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
The theme of this episode is that I fail at everything. Watch this be the one I succeed at.
Still, all you see is an old soldier refusing to replace his uniform with a civilian attire.
So our composure is a little lacking.
Anything else I can assist you with, officer?
No, I guess not. I mean, it is a new day, so there's probably new stuff going around. Like, there's probably people in different locations. I'm just gonna walk down here and see what I find. Doesn't appear to be anything there. You can talk to the cleaning lady.
Give me a moment.
I didn't find any counterculture people in the apartment. It was just a real estate agent.
I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them.
Sorry, ma'am. I know I'm really blasting you with the flashlight here, but it's actually required by my my job to to blast you. No one is coming. There will be nothing but squalor unless we start killing real estate agents. I'm sure everything will be fine. This apartment building needs slow change. Imperceptibly slow. Now that would be the fucking moralist status quo, which I, despite choosing that option frequently, don't really agree with. Lax women and sexual deviance. That's who will come. Radio computer wizards are coming. They're going to save the place and the economy. Radio wizards. Hey, look, that's probably what Fritta Girl wants to be. So I'm going to go with that.
Oh, I do like wizards.
Me too.
And people like that in general. They have a lot to tell us about our fates.
Yes, they do.
She means clairvoyance.
You've been piping up quite a bit recently, rhetoric, despite your ineptitude. It urges you to debate, make intellectual discourse, nitpick, and win. It's pretty fitting, like, now that we've become kind of a stubborn, delusional fantasy cop, that this is chiming in a lot more. Well, at least we got some experience points, but not enough. Well, we can do that. We can go get the signatures. Let's do that. So the mailbox in front of the whirling, right? Nameless. Oh, I have to get them in the fishing village. Okay, I can't get there yet, so I can't do that. We don't know where this guy's at. Can't do that. I don't have enough money to fucking buy this thing. What about... wasn't there... something I could do? Where's my, like, leisure or whatever? Let's see if I can do anything else with
It's
this.
the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Let's try the hidden drawer.
Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open. Inside, you see 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Jeez, that's intense. Can't remember what this is. What are the pictures?
2
of?
octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there, too. You stare at the card, willing your hand to move. It refuses. It's too much. Not a game.
Okay. So these must be, like, yeah, really traumatizing artifacts. Well, we're not ready to engage with our subconscious. We were doing okay with that by becoming a Sarikap. I think we were on our path to, like, integrating the subconscious with the conscious, but not anymore. Now we've raised this waterline quite a bit since and that makes sense, right? Like, we were sort of like in the process of lowering this when we were becoming like more self-aware of our issues, and the second we were confronted by Klasia and our ego was threatened, like, our defenses to our true conscious desires and awareness, like, has hardened to a like critically high degree. So we're definitely not in a position to engage with this
It's
right now.
slightly, ever so slightly, difficult to breathe once you've done so. The drawer is locked. Blue ink drips from the white pages in your hand. Your hand shakes. You're flushed with adrenaline.
Yeah, this is being confronted by something we know is affecting us, but we're not willing to engage with it, right? We're not letting that thought, whatever it is, come up into the surface. Well, okay, that didn't go anywhere. I don't know, guys. Am I stuck here for the moment? Let's go talk to Gart.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those.
What if I told you I got into the back room behind the blue steel door?
Oh, okay. Well, I do hear you make noise back there, so good for you.
He's really holding himself back here.
Aren't you gonna ask me what's back there?
Okay, what is back there?
Pinball machines. The black gaping maw at the end of time. Let's just I do like his reactions. I'm just gonna tell him skeleton.
Yes, haha. What's actually behind there? There is no gaping maw. If you don't want to tell me, you don't have to. That's okay.
Now his reality principle, his ego is like the only one for him. He lives in reality. No fun, no imagination.
Ha! I knew it. I've always wondered where those machines by the door came from. And they told me there was some kind of pinball thing here too. I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean.
Why, do you want to play? I might be up for a game. Let's see if he's got any personality after all.
No, I was just wondering if you found pinball machines there.
You do want to play. Okay, I see you, Gart. I feel a capitalist plot coming up. Oh, maybe he doesn't want to play. Maybe he just wants to fucking sell them. Thinking of turning this place back into a pinball arcade.
No, but we could diversify the entertainment options, seeing as you've opened the door back there. The machine we have in the corner now is broken. It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here. Other than the hellish karaoke machine. That one's always causing trouble.
Okay. Well, let's talk about class here.
Why? No, fuck it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know why these degenerates do what they do. I thought we had one good guest in the building.
He really doesn't like it being classier.
You have Lena. Lena is a good customer, that's true.
Yeah, well, she's not a guest, is she?
What? What is she? Is she just hanging out here?
Did someone mention my name?
We were just paying you a compliment. And finding out a degenerate from room 3 nicked the phone line. Everything is okay here. Good thing that guest pays for her stuff on time. I'll forward her the bill and be done with it. Was there anything else? Yes. Got the 20 real?
No.
Then why are you wasting...
Shit. Okay, well, guys, I think I need some help here, honestly. I'm not really sure what else I can progress until I do this check, and I don't have a skill point for it. I'm not quite there yet. So if you have any tips what I can do to progress the storyline, I am super open to them. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna pause it here. Let me know what I'm supposed to do next, and we'll find out next time on Eurobrady slips further into the delusion of whatever it is we're trying to do here. Let me know.